Hey all inspiring people out there. Again, we are back with the series Share Your Story with Aravind. Everyone has a story to tell. So, after joining my college, when I wanted to travel or before joining my college, I was confined to my home. I don't usually travel to any other places other than my school and my tuitions. So when I came out of my home, I wanted to travel. So when I wanted to travel, the places which I chose to travel are not the hotels, not the any restaurants or not any cinema theaters or nothing like that. I choose temples. I was in studying in Perambalur, so there were a lot of temples around Trichy. So I choose those temples and I wish to visit them because spirituality has always been an important part in my life. And also in my patient's life also while dealing with the patients, when the patients when they are so filled with so much grief, they will always call out the name of their gods. They will say Mare Kapatwa, something like that. So we'll say Mare Nalla Mendikongama, Esapa Karma, Esapa Vendima. Like that we used to say. So spirituality, giving spiritual support to the patient is also essential, equally essential as much as we give medicines. That's why the based on the places which they grow, which the institutions which has spiritual thing attached to them has a better advantage than other hospitals which don't have the spiritual thing attached to it. So today we have Praveen, Praveen Kumar, who is working in a private institute currently as a CMO, Casualty Medical Officer, to share his views about why spirituality is essential for a medico. Hi Praveen, thanks for joining us here.
Hi Aravind. I'm happy to join talk with Aravind because not everybody does great things or different things. I believe that people who does different things achieve the great. I think so. These things also will achieve great in life. Thank you for joining your event.
Thanks Praveen. Start. Okay, Praveen, let's start with your family and educational background.
Basically, I am brought up by a middle class family. I started my education in a CBSE school from my first to 10th. Then after, like every other parent, my parents also like me to get a good marks in my 12th so that I'll shine in my future. So they joined me in a boarding school where I need to study there and stay there as a hostelite for 2 years, 11th and 12th standard, which was in Rasipuram SRV Higher Secondary School. I think so. Most of us would know that school over in Tamil Nadu because that is one of the school which makes the students to study more time and to get good marks there. So I've been there. I know my inside said that definitely I'll get a good score. In the same way I scored it, and I have been there for 2 years. And I think so that experience in life outside the family also gives a good courage to face the things alone in our life.
Okay, sure, Praveen. After your schooling,
After my schoolings, actually, I thought that it was a good mark, so I tried because from my childhood days, I had a more interest in my medicine part because as my father is a Siddha physician, I like to treat patients and serve patients. So I thought, okay, my interest was to become a medicine-oriented thing. So I thought, okay, let me become a doctor because that was from childhood. I like to treat patients and serve patients. I tried to get into the counseling in India, but I think so. That was my unfortunate time that only I got BDS, that was a dental, and I was not able to get an MBBS here. So, with my father's friend's guidance, who was been a headmaster and his son was studying in abroad, my career was started as joining my MBBS in abroad in Ukraine, and I studied there for 6 years. After studying for 6 years in abroad in Ukraine, I came back here and I had to write an exam that is called FMG, which is a Foreign Medical Graduate Examination that one has to clear so as to register as an Indian MBBS doctor in India. So I cleared that exam, and then after I joined internship here in India. That is a mandatory internship that we should do in India so that we have good practical skills and what kind of a disease is more common in India than in Ukraine, and I did my MBBS internship in CMC, which is said to be the Christian Medical College in Vellore, one of the famous institute among India. I finished my internship. happily there. And then after I moved to a private organization where I'm working now as a casualty medical officer. And I think these things have happened in my life to teach me something so that I keep on move on and accepting things in my life.
Sure, Praveen. So why did you choose medical profession?
Basically, my dad, who was a Siddha physician, I used to see him serving poor people in his own way in Siddha and these traditions. I thought this is a basic need for each and everyone to have a good health. Without a good health, one cannot even achieve anything in life. For example, if one has an aim to become a good cricketer or a football player or even a good manager or a IAS officer, without a good health, he can't practice his sports or he can't practice his reading or even he can't focus and have a concentrated mind to have to read his own subject to get his IAS or whatever the profession he like to. So I think the health is the most important thing that one must have so that they achieve the best thing or they can achieve their success in life towards their aim.
Okay, Praveen, tell us about the snake bite awareness program which you did. What's it all about?
I think, yeah, actually, that was a great opportunity for me to be in a part of awareness program that was conducted by CMC Vellore. Actually, it is one of the best program I can say because around Vellore there are a lot of villages where there is a lot of poisonous snakes, and people used to come to casualty with poisonous bites, especially by snakes. So when I participated in the snake awareness program that was conducted by CMC Vellore, it taught me a lot of things. What are the major kinds of snakes that are being mostly poisonous around Vellore and also around India, because India is most famous for poisonous snake bites and treating them. When I participated in it, I used to go to each and every school once in a week, especially on Thursdays, where we used to finish our grand rounds, post grand rounds. We used to go for those villages, especially schools, because we try to create the awareness to the students who are in the nearby villages so that they can go help out to their family who are all not been having those awareness how to have a basic lifestyle so that we can prevent, although we can be in the village part and have our lifestyle, we can prevent it from having a bite. And suppose if we got a snake bite, what are the precautions we have to take and what are the emergencies we have to follow and how to approach an hospital and what are the things they must have with them when they come to an hospital, especially due to a snake bite and as well as some related poison. So these kind of things, I think it is a great opportunity that the CMC Vellore that had given me to participate in this program and to create awareness among the students as well as the villagers. I
That's
think
nice.
I must thank CMC Vellore.
That's nice. So, Praveen, what are your academic and non-academic achievements so far?
I think so. The next day we are alive. I think so. That is itself a great achievement, and I thank each and every day in the morning to God that we are alive, which is a greater achievement for me, so that I should progress in my life each and every day, not only through my academics as well as outer my academics, my lifestyle as well as in every way we proceed in. Actually, if you take the achievement itself mean what is the purpose of human life? I can say in my experience that excelling in everything we do is a purpose of human life. So my academic part, I can say with a good academic score, I have been graduated from my college, as well as when I came out of my college and I joined my FMG examination also, I got a good score. Then after on moving on to my internship, I had a satisfaction that whichever it is my, let it be my college or my examination or with my interns who have been working with me there, I think I would have been really satisfied with them and they would have also been satisfied with my academic performance And I think that itself a greater gift, satisfying people who are all around us. This is an academic part, I can say. Other than outside of an academic, I can say the character formation in each and everyone's life plays an important role. If you don't have a perfect character and you have a greater knowledge and you achieve more in your academics, I think so that will not make you in a long run, because a person's base itself is a character formation. A person without a good character or a good base will not able to build a palace or a paradise without a strong base. I think so outside an academic, everyone must have a good character in their life to proceed on.
Okay, sure. Sure, Praveen. So, how did you get introduced into spirituality?
Spirituality, if we talk about, it is really a ocean which everyone must at least taste a bit of water from it. But mainly if you take spirituality, I think each and everyone must be indulged in spirituality. Especially if you take of religion, people, what that religion gives us, I may say that I am a Christian, Muslim, or a Hindu. It always gives us a difference between us. I think what is the religion taught us is every religion makes us to unite with others, but nowadays religion always separates us from other religion. But we have forgot that there is a base in each and every religion. For example, I want to say this example as a small part so that everybody can understand this in an easier way. There is excellence in every situation in our life. For example, in a genetic pattern, if the father and mother are very short, the boy or the girl for the family will grow the same short size. For example, it is like 5'4", and the person can try doing some exercise or yoga, and he can become up to 5 feet and 6 inches, but he cannot become a 6 footer or a 7 footer or 6.5 footer. There is little bit of development that we can do, and there is limitation in a physical level. Then if you take for a mental level, a person who have been brought up by a poor family, what he can do, he can become an IAS, even become a PhD or a doctor. But even there is a limitation, he cannot become an Einstein. But he, here in spirituality, there is lot and lot of expansion that we can brought up, but we are not even uh, spending our small amount of energy in spirituality, which does not have limit at all. I think so each and everyone must think how much time we spend on spirituality, where we can evolve and we can bring lot and lot of increase our consciousness, which will help us to grow in our life.
Okay, Praveen, how has spirituality helped in your life? Any specific instance to mention?
I can especially say 2014. I think so. If everybody would have watched news at that time, there was a clash between Lugansk. That was the place where I lived in Ukraine, and my university name was that. So at that time, there was a missile that been launched near my university, and due to that missile that was launched at the army quarters, there it created a lot of issue between Ukraine and the person who have launched it. And due to that time, it was about to be a war that is broken up there, and the Indian embassy took us from there and made us to stay in the capital of a city of Ukraine, where we nearly stayed 14 days. And we left all our documents, all our things there in Luhansk, and we have moved up and we have sent back to India. I think so. That was a really a situation that made in my life to be more and more courageous and stronger. What happened when we went back to continue our studies? All our documents are got up in my university, where I was not even able to go because it was been locked down, and totally the shutdown of the whole state have been published that nobody should enter the state because it was been announced as a war zone. And we are out of situations. The students who are on all there had no other go than to go into the war region to bring back their documents. I think without the strong spirituality and my meditation and my practices made me to have a courage, so that I entered into a war zone where I can see the bus will be going in one way and tanker lorries with lot of police and the army forces used to stand in the road and check us each and every 100 meters. And with those difficulties we traveled in, and we can hear the missiles and the bomb blast that is used to be blasted each side, even at the time when we sleep during the night. We faced all these things in the place where my university was. When I saw my university, which is said to be the one of the main building, was half the missile launched, and I can't see the half of the building because it was being trashed by the missile there. And my hostel, that was in totally different condition, where the rooms have been totally burst up with the bombs and the shooters, and it was very difficult for us to take those documents and to come back. I think this courage, the hard to go through the war situation, all this is all due to my spiritual practice. This is my greater experience, and I think this is not only experience, I can say, and as well as that, there is lot of things that made in my life to think each and everything that make easy for me, even from my inner calmness, inner peace, to how to talk with people, how to be brave. I think without a good practice of spirituality within me, it would have been very difficult for me to have a good life where there is everything seems simple for me. Even problems before and all, when there was been lot of problems, I used to have a small fear how am I going to face these problems. But nowadays, due to these practices, it is very easy for me to go through problems very easily.
Okay, Praveen, why do you think that one should engage or involve himself in spirituality? How do they actually get benefited from that?
Rather than saying spirituality, we can say it is how what is spirituality gives us is the main thing that one must think of. Because you excel in physical level, you may think that I should be like this, my hairstyle should be like this, my dress should be like this. Okay, you are satisfied with your physical level. On your mental level, you read lot of things, you gain knowledge, and you keep on getting knowledge day by day, and you are satisfying your mental growth. But how about your spiritual growth? Everybody has a spirit, I think so. Nobody can't say that I don't have spirit, I don't have soul within me. I think if somebody says that, I think the person would be a dead person. So what is the thing that we are doing for a spirit other than praying? Of course, praying to God, going for a temple and getting those things are okay. But how long you wanna do the same thing? I can give an example. A person who can study for lower class grade and higher class, which is said to be LKG and UKG in our language, that is good to study. But are you still want to study after learning the same thing again and again by year after year? Definitely you want to move on to the standard 1 2 3, and you want to improve your grades. But I think everybody must have that knowledge that what we are doing in our spiritual life, so that everybody will progress, and we must spend some more energy in spirituality to grow. I think everybody must have a kind of thought process or a awareness that what we are doing for spirituality, or what is the part of life that I play in my spiritual progress.
Perfect. So, how and where did you learn all these things, Prem?
For me, my parents is a great support. Even before I was being finished my 12th standard, I used to practice relaxation, which was like 5 to 7 minutes, which is said to be heartfulness relaxation. When I used to practice the relaxation, I used to get more calm and calm, and it helped me a lot for my studies, interacting with people, on going up to the stage, how to recognize problems in life and how to overcome them. This was been older age in my life. But when I came after 12th, it was really a time where I know things better and I can understand things, why these things happen to us, what is the reason for doing activities. When that kind of awareness and maturity grows up in me, I found my guide who helped me to practice, because my parents was been already practicing this heartfulness meditation and relaxation for a longer time, and they guided me that with the help of the guide you can practice well. So I took the help of my parents to introduce and get the introductory from my heartfulness guide, and I started my practice in 2017 with my help of parents and my guide.
I mean, how long one should do this meditations in a day, these spiritual practices? Like, who all can do? When is the best time to practice all those things? And how long you have been practicing all these things?
I think independent of any individual, everybody seek happiness. When we are happy, we never pray or we never think that my life should change. But when there is a suffering or a sorrow comes in our life, everybody thinks, why should my life is like going like this? What the hell I'm going through? How I can change my life? I think there are three kind of people who thinks in a different way. The wiser people always try to avoid the problem before it comes, and the intelligent people, while undergoing through the problem or once the problem have finished, they used to think that yes, I have made a great mistake. And there is third type of people who is really a kind of a foolish people who never thinks that they have made a mistake and keeps on doing the same mistake in their life. So always one must think we are in which part. Only when the sorrow comes, if we are doing the same thing, it will not benefit us. So even when we are in the happiness or in sorrow, each and every day we must know how to make our life better. I think it depends on us. Whenever the time permits for us in the whole day of 24 hours, we can sit for 5 to 7 minutes and relax us. I think so. It depends upon each one time, because for me, I think early morning when there is no thought at all, I used to sit calm environment. There is no noise, there is no disturbance through the outside environment, and I used to meditate for some time. I think that is good for me, and that is a better time for me. It depends upon each and everyone which time they feel better to do, and we can start with 5 minutes. It is not that we have to do for a longer hours, and we can relax for 5 minutes or 7 minutes. And if you think that this meditation is helpful for you, you can proceed on with maximum of 45 minutes by starting with 5 minutes. And why 45 minutes is, in school days we would have seen that each and every class we used to attend was just 45 minutes. You know what is the reason behind it? The main reason is that a mind, scientifically said by the scientists, that it cannot focus on a single thing for more than 45 minutes to an hour. So only our class periods were been only 45 minutes. The same principle is being applied here. Whoever like to practice, they can start with 5 minutes, and if they like to extend it, they can keep on extending for 10, 15, 20. And if they are capable enough to practice for 45 minutes, I think so that will be good enough.
Okay, Praveen, how long you have been practicing these techniques?
I've been practicing since 2011, where my guide had given me an introductory sitting. Since 2011, I've been practicing like for past 8 years, and I think this kind of a practice on day-to-day life helps me to move on with life.
Okay, Praveen, is there any age limit like for which they can practice? Like 80
For
years.
for relaxation basis, I think so there is no age limit, because relaxation is a thing whoever wants can do. Because nowadays, from 8th standard boy or a girl till the 80 years old grandfather and grandmother has lot of problems, lot of stress, lot of unbalanced and restless life. I think this is, without an age limit, everybody can practice this heartfulness relaxation, and they can benefit. If somebody is interested in நம்ம லைஃப்ல வந்து எந்த ஏஜ்ல இருந்து ஸ்டார்ட் பண்றோம் அப்படின்ட்டு, depending upon the age limit, it is like we can practice relaxation from our age of any age we get into a feeling of unbalanced state or a restless to 18 or to 80 age we can do. But why it is specifically 18 one should practice meditation? Because in the age of 18 only we get a maturity that why we are doing each and every activity and what is the cause behind it. So until and unless we don't know what is the cause of doing any activity, we don't have interest in doing those activity. If we don't have interest in doing anything in our life, I think so that will not benefit us in any way. So I think so if you want to practice meditation, it is better to start at the age of 18 or 17, maybe 15 at least. But if you want to practice relaxation, you can practice at any stage. For example, students who are not at 8th class or 8 or 9 standard, they complain to the parents that they are not able to focus on reading, concentrate on reading. They are very restless. For those students, I recommend that there is an heartful relaxation that is about 5 to 7 minutes. The parents can learn those relaxation and they can teach their children how to relax, so that whatever things that is happening in their day-to-day life, they can make it as a challenge and overcome those things. I think that part, the relaxation will be helpful for them. And how to get into this practice, I can say there is a application that is said to be Hearts app that normally we can download from an Play Store, which is free of charge, and we can download this app and we can try. There is an introductory part in it. We can watch those introductory part, and if somebody wishes to explore more, they can visit www.heartfulness.org, where they can get into the basic steps. What are the things, how can the relaxation benefit, scientific approach on relaxation, and how to do on relaxation. Is there anybody who can help us in relaxation? So there is a lot of question and answers that is being provided there, as well as some guiding videos and YouTube links that will be provided in the pages, that will be helpful for everyone to go some more step ahead if they like to go on.
Sure, Praveen. So if I ask a question, I'm not stressful, I don't feel depressed, so why should I do all these things? What will be your answer?
Yeah. Yes, this is a wonderful question, because in life, when we are happy, we never think of God. When we are satisfied, we never think of why this life should change. But there is a time comes, there is life full of sorrow, and we are totally sad about the life, and we are eager to change, and we want to go through that kind of a situation or that problem easily. So if that period comes, we all struggle in our life. There is I think so nobody who can say that I don't struggle in my problems. Of course they may say with words, but there is a struggle. I can recommend that during each and every day in our life, even there is happiness or sorrow, if you have this practice of making your consciousness expand by relaxing yourself and going deep within yourself, your heart will guide you before you take each and every next step in your life. When you have that consciousness and awareness before the thing happens, and you can prevent those problems, I think the problems may come in life even though you practice, but the effect of the problem without your expanded consciousness and with your expanded consciousness, it will make definitely a lot of difference. Only you can feel this difference if you practice, and if you take this kind of a expanded consciousness and a inner guidance from your heart. Your heart will say the problem is going to come, don't make this action. I can say a simple example. For example, if you uh, speaking truth, just think, are you thinking and speaking those truth? No, you never think when you speak truth, but each and every time you say lies, you need to think, because you are speaking lies. That is not the nature of the heart. If you want to speak those false things, you must remember them and think about that time, how your heartbeat is. Just check, close your eyes and speak truth, thinking that you're gonna go and say some truth to somebody and say that truth. Definitely you will not think, your heart will not have any signal to your mind. But take an example, there is something happened but you want to hide that thing, and you're gonna go and say that this thing doesn't happen. Now you are saying a false thing in your life, and this lies will make you, your heartbeat to beat more, and you will have a different kind of a feel that you are making a wrong thing. Don't do that. Your heart will definitely give a signal. I want to make this as an experiment for each and everyone. Try this out and you can experiment how your heart functions. Then after, if you like, you can join hearts up and heartfulness. And if you think no, even though while saying lies also my heart doesn't beat, there is no signal, I think then you must think about your life before going ahead.
Okay, sure, Praveen. So, and in religious-based spirituality, about going to temples, rituals, following practices.
Yes, this is also a good question, because there is no wrong in going to temple, because when you go to temple you get blessings, you get a calm peace environment, your heart is in total stillness. I think that is good to go there. But if you get the same condition without going traveling time and going to a temple which is outside, just by sitting and closing your eyes you get the same condition and blessings, as well as your calm and peaceful environment of your heart stillness in your home. Is there any reason for you to go to temple? If somebody says that even after doing these things, I think I'm not saying you just to stop them, just continue going temple. Along with that, just try to practice this. If you feel that even after practicing for a longer time, maybe 6 months or 3 months after practicing, if you still like, or maybe an year, if you still like to go to temple, that is your wish, can you can go to temple. But if you are more interested in practice, I can say this is from my own experience, because in my lifetime I have been traveled to temple like every single 2 3 months. Once we used to have a tour to each and every temple all around my city, all around my Tamil Nadu, or all around my India. So wherever the temples are, we used to have those trips. But nowadays, after getting into the practice, I feel that there is a God within us, and I feel there is a lot of blessings from Him without going there, and I feel more calm and more peaceful environment without going there. So this is my personal experience. I cannot say the same can be experienced by others. I'm just saying you can also try, if it is better for you to experience by yourself than to just by believing in others. I want everybody to have a lot of skepticism, so that just have cut them and see what is inside, and go deep within yourself and find the truth.
Okay, Praveen. So, what's the action plan you want to give to our audience so that they can act right now and change their life?
Changing things in life, that definitely needs lot of efforts, because without effort and hard work and your, especially your inner insight and your interest, these things cannot be done within a day or two. But if you try to change from the day one, I can recommend you to have some sort of expanding your consciousness towards your evolution in life. If you really like to do, and if you want to change something in your life, I can recommend from my side that you can try this heartfulness application. Or if you want, you can go and visit those heartfulness, www.heartfulness.org. When you try these things, I think so this will help you to change in your life, and that will definitely at least make you towards traveling in your life towards the success.
Okay, sure, Praveen. We have almost come to the end of the session. So, all the social media handles of Praveen will be left in the comments. So, you can contact him if you want. So, you have all watched this video. So, what's your perception about this spirituality? What's your personal experiences? everything you can share in the comments. We will be happy to read all those things. You can also, after practicing all these things which we have discussed in this video, you can come back and leave your comments how it has impacted your life, how it has changed your life, so that the person who are reading that will also get benefited. So if you feel that you too have an inspiring story to tell, you can always ping me, and you can always inspire your other friends to tell their own stories also. So thanks, Praveen, for joining us. Thank you. Bye.
Thank you so much, Arvind. Bye.